all I'm hearing about this game is that it's bad. Everyone's hating it. I have no idea why. I truly believe people just hate playing female protagonists. Most guys hate playing female protagonists. I don't know why. Let's watch it.
It's Star Wars Outlaws, but it's not from EA Games. This time around, it's Ubisoft's big turn at the franchise. It's from developers of The Division, massive. But this is a regular old single-player open-world adventure game, not a live service shooter. It's an attempt at new worlds, new adventures, and exploring the other side of the Star Wars universe, you know? No lightsabers or family drama, just crime and adventure. Now, I've been playing a review copy for a few days now on PC, where this footage is captured, and it's as spoiler-free as possible. So any story bits you see here are very early in the game. Now, to get my opinion up front so that people don't misconstrue.
Yeah, so that's why I was saying it's like Battlefront 2 minus, the Jedi you can play. Battlefront 2, the whole objective of it is you get to play with the Stormtroopers, the Mandalorians, you get to play with people who have guns, and then the big boost is, oh, here you go. You get a lightsaber character. You get Mount Sidious, or you get Luke, or you get Darth Vader. That's the whole point of Battlefront 2. But in this, it's basically it's basically the opposite of the Jedi Survival, right? Or the Fallen Order, right? Or Jedi Survivor. It's literally the opposite of those, where it's strictly just gunfights and someone who doesn't have a lightsaber who's not a Jedi or Sith. I expect them going that route. So I'm not for me, I'm like, okay, that's cool. But I can see people who only watch Star Wars for the lightsabers and Jedis and Sith saying, why would I play this trash game?
Misunderstand. Probably gonna get some flack for this, but I think Star Wars Outlaws is just okay. It's good, it's not great. Full transparency, I'm usually an easy mark. I'm a big Star Wars fan. The ups, the downs, lots more downs recently, but I am patient and have been really loving Star Wars on the video game front. Outlaws, for me personally, doesn't quite reach the heights of something like a Squadrons or a Jedi Fallen Order. If you fell out of love with Star Wars a while ago, no, I don't think this game is suddenly gonna win you back. If you've been looking at this game and hating on it, or really been disappointed with it leading up to this,
or should I say, Silamangina?
No,
right now we're looking at the Star Wars Outlaws game. I don't know. It looks crispy. I honestly want to see, chat. If any of you could tell me what your critique is of this game, if you watch anything about it, I'm looking at it and it looks nice to me. I feel like I wouldn't mind doing a playthrough of it. You prefer a lightsaber system? I can see that. Silamagina, come over to the Twitch chat when you get the chance. Yeah, see, if I'm being fair, I don't know. I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan, right? I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan. I know Star Wars. So it's for me, it's just the environment of Star Wars is good enough for me. I don't need oh, I need a lightsaber, or I need to see Darth Vader, or I don't hate this game. I'm cool with just the immersion of the world. You're more of a Harry Potter guy? Would you want me? Do you want to see me do a Hogwarts Legacy playthrough? I have one character I started and I didn't get that far. I could do an entire walkthrough of it. Okay, that'd be fun. I mean, it's hella late. It's 6 months late. But you know what I'll do for you, Atomic? You know what I'll do for you? I'll save it. I'll save my Harry Potter walkthrough later on, once we get we have a bunch of people, so it could be actual a crazy event. I'll do it.
It's gonna surprise you too much, but I went in looking for, I don't know, an adventure in this criminal underbelly of Star Wars with a dash of Ubisoft. I knew what to expect here, the good and the bad that comes with that, and I pretty much got exactly that. It's got some heart. It's got some beautiful and incredibly well-built worlds to explore.
Yeah, the worlds look nice. I see. So, to be fair, he's actually sound like he likes the game. I don't know. What is the critique he's going to say? Why is he going to hate this game? That's what I'm waiting for. Before you buy, always has why he hates the game. So we're going to see why he hates it. And Silamagina, yeah, no Rocket League tonight. I was watching this video, and then I'm going to probably go into Deadlock. But I don't know. I just want to expand more and do way like and start reacting to stuff. Get more content on my channel just to start getting more people than people that just say hylton 1v1 me, hylton 1v1 me, hylton 1v1 me. Like, okay, that my whole community is gonna be me 1v1ing every single stream. I want some dash of we could just all chill and watch videos together. You get me, Suleiman Gina?
But it's also got some very simple stealth and combat that it's repetitive. It didn't really do it for me. And it's got some forgettable story moments. So I recommend this game at some point only to the people who were looking for a Star Wars open world to really disappear into with flaws. It's a decent one for that, at least. So what is this game exactly? Well, you play as Kay Vess, a kind of messy, scrappy young woman scamming her way around her home planet until, like, you go through this very opening of Uncharted 2 style heist job, and it goes wrong, and then she ends up stealing a ship and escaping to another planet and just ends up on the run, getting into the mix with all sorts of criminal gangs, from Crimson Dawn to the Hutts, and you're dropped into this open world planet of Toshara. After a few hours, the game actually opens up and gives you multiple main jobs and side jobs and stuff to take on to other planets. You then have the freedom to hop onto your ship, fly up into orbit, explore that orbit, or jump to another planet and go engage in more missions. Now, on the ground...
BKR, my boy! BKR, come over to the Twitch. I'm streaming on Twitch now. Hold on. Matter of fact, let me do that while this video plays.
Detailed cities and towns, hubs, interiors, cantinas, talking to people, and taking jobs, dealing with brokers, stuff like that. This is my favorite part of the game. The level of details in the cities and areas.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm watching this footage, and listen, Star Wars fans, you're gonna hate me for this. I'm actually starting to think it's just guys disliking women protagonists. Like this is the one game where I'm like, okay, like you get to play with someone with a gun and they're giving you the other side of Star Wars. Why do you hate it so much? So I heard something. My friend had told me, oh, I saw on Reddit people were saying if I was able to play as a man character, it would have been fine. It's like, I mean, I don't know. It gets to the point where it's like, are we just not allowed to have women? Are we not allowed to have women protagonists? I don't know. It gets to that point where just like, okay, I get it. You like playing as a man. Me too. Like, let me be honest. Every MMO, you will never catch me as a girl. Never. I do not like playing as girl characters. I don't know what it is. Something in my brain, I just dislike it. So let's say for example, right? Let's say for example, you can pick between so my favorite class is always, okay, I'm either a tank or a support, right? Any game, tank or support. Other than League of Legends, I like jungling sometimes. I like being like, killing stuff. But most games is tank or support if it's MMOs, right? If it's a character lock, if the character lock supports are all women, I'm playing tank. I'm sorry to say. I don't know why I'm like that. That's just how my brain operates when it comes to MMOs.
Areas, the amount of explorable interiors, the unique alien races, people all milling about. It's really cool and fun to run around. They get the Star Wars.
Dang, I'm surprised the ship hasn't crashed yet. I mean, it is a woman pilot. Okay, you're getting canceled on the YouTube, Atomics, because this is going on YouTube.
Feeling here, the vibe. It's really cool and fun to run around, find the bad guy's hideout, bet on races, play sabacc, maybe even cheat. This is where the game is firing.
No, you're good. I'm trolling.
I think the developers, massive.
I don't care.
Right.
Atomics, I don't care. Shit. To be fair, you're gonna just turn away people that. If people get offended by that, then it's like, I don't want them more. It's whatever.
On how much I just love the worlds they've built previously. As a Star Wars fan,
look at I'm not even a big graphic. I'm not even a big graphic junkie, but that looks good. That looks good, bro.
You walking into a cantina, seeing a Trandoshan arguing with a Zabrak, like an R3 unit rolls by, some stormtroopers are harassing a Rodian. Like, it's something we haven't truly experienced in modern video game fidelity like this, and I love it. The problem is,
BKR slid over.
Interactive. It's impressive on a visual scale, and it can be overwhelming to walk through a crowded marketplace filled with junk. But I can't really bump into NPCs, harass them, or really do too much little stuff in these areas. Outside, in the open areas, you can get into a lot more chaos. You know, speeder bike chases, races, shootouts, emergent heists, or battles that pop up. There's a bunch of stuff. But it actually does a good job of not all immediately being overwhelming.
Yeah, like I love games like this. I love this open world, you just travel and you just chill.
Like a Ubisoft map cluttered with towers and bases to conquer. There is some of that stuff, but it doesn't feel clogged up with it. It's a better balance. There's actually a lot of wide open spaces that just make these worlds feel big and...
See, I hate these type of videos, bro. I hate them. You know why? You know why I hate these type of videos, chat? Chat. I hate these type of videos because you're sitting here, you're sitting here and you're just like, the game sounds like, look, we're 4 minutes in and somebody's gonna go buy this game, right? Somebody would have stopped this video at 5 minutes and would have went to buy this game, go buy this game already, right? That's like the biggest problem I see. Because he's taking too long to say he thinks the game is trash. That's the problem. Like, he's taking way too long. Is it a new game? Yeah, it's a new game, but a lot of people, day one, day two, people are already complaining, saying it's trash, right? And I'm saying 5 minutes in, a lot of people would have clicked off because he's making it sound like he loves it, right? And I know towards the end, he's going to say how he doesn't like it. If he says he likes this, I'm surprised because he never says he likes any game. To be fair, he does say he likes games, but usually with the games that are, like, when you see a video blow up a lot and you know the game has controversy and people don't like it, 8 times out of 10, it's kind of like he's like, yeah, buy it when there's a sale, right? He doesn't buy it when it's sale or it's Ubisoft. What do you expect, right? Stuff like that. Hold on, give me 2 seconds while I have to pay something. Oh, hold on. Yeah, but
real.
Let's go watch this.
Some of them might be just like glorified pretty hallways you're just driving by to get to the next thing, set dressing, but still, I don't know, I think it worked. Cruising around in your speeder is really entertaining. The controls are a little sensitive by default, but there's a good sense of speed, and you can kind of drift. The bike is upgradable with different abilities as you go, like increased acceleration, a boost, a little jump.
When is it coming out? I told you it came out 2 days ago, Atomics.
And more. The big open world map and the cities are often divided by territories controlled by different groups, like the Empire or the many criminal factions. And this is one of the more interesting angles of the game, the faction system. Basically, every criminal faction has a meter with different levels of favorability. They hate you, they don't care about you, they love you, stuff like that. These meters are constantly fluctuating.
So I'm someone, when it comes to factions, I always try to get affinity up. Yeah, like months ago, people were talking about it coming out, so yeah, it's out now.
Action in the world, like everything, like every side mission, every time you trespass, every time you punch a guy, every main mission, it always just means you're gonna do one thing that makes someone happy and pisses off someone else. Just like real life. Some gangs will just hate you and shoot you on sight. Others, you can waltz right into their base or like their whole district in a city. You can get better discounts at their vendors if they like you, and you can even unlock some cool rewards as you rank up through these factions. So to see this integrated into the world like this, more than just kind of like choose one or the other in a cutscene, is really interesting. Especially with how impressively these factions are integrated into the cities from like a level design standpoint. There may be a district unique to a clan. These places are often tucked into the heart of a city or right on the outskirts and just weave their way throughout how you navigate around town. And with a clan's unique district, if they like you, you can step right in. But if they don't, then you need to find a weird way in, and then it's a stealth section. This is creative. This is good stuff. Now, speaking of stealth, this is where something
So what's the problem?
A little bit for me.
What's the
It's one of
problem?
the main two pillars of the game. Stealth is simple and effective. With enemies that investigate, stealth kills, ways to use your little creature to distract enemies, and it all works well enough. As a big stealth fan, I think it's competent, simple stealth, good for an open world game. But as it goes on, you know, I don't know, maybe like after like 10 hours or so, unfortunately, it feels a bit repetitive and just a bit too simple. You get more tricks as you progress, you know, smoke bombs, different ways to stealth kill, a few other things, but the tool set still just feels a bit limited after the first few hours. Like, it has its moments, but yeah, I wanted more. I like feeling slick, and the game will give you that feeling. That works. But eventually, that satisfaction dried up, and I kind of just relied on the same old tricks, and it felt rinse and repeat. Also, just noting...
I don't see. Is it weird? Is it weird if sneaking around in video games that aren't Splinter Cell never hit? I don't know what it is. That's the only game it hits for me. Splinter Cell. I think Splinter Cell and Assassin's Creed. After those two games, there's no other games where I'm like, oh, let me sneak around. Unless we're gonna throw in Sly Cooper in there. Sly Cooper is like the OG, of course. Like, of course, it's good sneaking around, but like most games, sneaking around is mid. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just gonna shoot them. These two characters are dying.
Are some sections, especially early on, that are forced stealth, meaning like they're forced stealth sections. So like if you're spotted, you instant fail right away. Some people hate that type of thing, so I just wanted to mention it. So typically in the game, especially out in the open world, you'll start an encounter by scouting the location with your binoculars, marking enemies, sneaking in, taking some bad guys out, and eventually you'll get spotted and you get into a shootout. This is straightforward third-person shooting, you know, like running, sliding, crouching behind cover, and using your blaster. The actual shooting itself, you know, feedback and sound effect wise, is good. Your blaster will unlock a few different firing modes and use cases, so it evolves and feels a little different. But you can also pick up firearms in the field on the fly. You drop these weapons very quickly though. Like, Kay won't like sling a rifle over her back or something. They're pick up, use, and then drop. And that's a big shame because the blaster is solid but simple, sure, but like the rifles, snipers, everything you pick up feel really great. Even just a simple Stormtrooper standard issue is awesome to shoot. I just wish you could keep them with you, and for shootouts, to have more variety. They're relatively simple affairs, and even though Kay can technically run, climb, swing on a rope, jump, punch, and shoot almost exactly like Nathan Drake, it never feels quite as fluid in those games, and the areas you fight in also don't...
Facts. He said it right here. It never feels fluid.
Encourage much of that fluidity. So if you can't tell, two of the big main things you do other than exploring, stealth and combat, are just okay in my eyes. Satisfying enough, but a bit simple, and it feels a bit long in the tooth after a few hours. Progression is done in an interesting way. Your character's kind of abilities and upgrades are somewhat tied to people. Yes, contacts you meet throughout the game end up kind of serving as big glorified skill trees. One mechanic allows you to progress through...
Hold on. Did he just run over that rodent? Hold on, did he actually just run over that?
Serving as big glorified skill trees. One mechanic...
Nah, that's messed up. You didn't have to do that.
Allows you to progress through speeder bike upgrades that you can get in a variety of different ways. Collect some items to then upgrade a boost, or do a big jump to unlock another. There is variety to it all, like all these little skill trees. Carrying capacity, some little abilities to use in stealth or combat, like a talk your way out of it button, or a smoke bomb, stuff like that. It works well. The gear system, on the other hand, well, there's not much to it. They didn't overdo it. There's the small blaster upgrades I mentioned, and then some shirt, pants, and belts that are mostly cosmetic, but can sometimes...
Okay, they took the Jedi survival thing where you basically you build your weapons.
Give you little boosts. It's not a ton. Some of the faction outfits are cool as hell though, like the designs, I will say. But for once, believe it or not, I'd actually like a little bit more here. In a big open world Star Wars game, I wouldn't have minded a little bit more customization and a bit more fun stuff to collect. Most of the time, I just loot stuff and just get random things and components that just felt like I was clicking on things for the sake of it. You know, not as compelling as it could be. Thankfully, the space travel is done very well. It's another angle that is simple, yes, but gives you the good feeling of hopping on your ship, flying up into space without a break or like a cut to black.
This is really nice space battling. Another space battler that I want to know. I mean, someone needs to let me know if anybody ever played EVE Online. It's like a space game. I don't know. There's something about space games I find interesting, but I just never got into any of them.
Cutscene.
Or I guess EVE Online's a really only OG space game, but like this space battle looks really nice.
And then bam, there's more to do in orbit. Attack enemies or mess with neutral ones, scan and discover more stuff to collect, some discoveries, and whole side missions up here. Your ship is fully upgradable to make it faster, take more damage, or have stronger weapons. So while it doesn't like completely transform your ship into a totally different new one, it is nice to have.
This is our lucky day. 2 ships to gut.
More of them? Oh, come on!
Like
I
40
don't know.
hours.
I don't know. He's making me want to actually.
You can spend a lot of
He's
time.
making me actually want to try the game out.
Although demanding, I did find it to run quite well on my machine with not a lot of issues. The game itself, though, good frame rates.
Because I'm not gonna lie to you, I was not gonna play this game. I wasn't gonna touch it at all, ever. But after watching this, is making me kind of intrigued to see.
Itself, though, a
I
little
feel like I learned a thing or two about Star Wars by playing this.
buggy and glitchy here and there. I'd see a character appear in a cutscene and then they'd also still be standing in the background at the same time where they were when I first clicked on them. I'd see a few enemies have a glitchy visual flicker, and sometimes the animations get a little bit borked, like finishers and stuff. Also, I got to acknowledge it, Kay's face does look pretty lifeless at times. I think the voice actor does a great job. Kay is good and spunky and appealing as a character, but her kind of bland, stiff facial expressions and animations don't really help much with that. And that's a...
I don't know. I don't know if this is a real criticism, because like I think a lot of games are like this. Even Hogwarts Legacy is like this. In my opinion, I don't think their facial expressions are that good.
weird shame. There are some little bugs that definitely need to be fixed around here, but otherwise, the world and everything from graphics and art design, absolutely gorgeous. The game can be a looker, and it really helps sell the whole...
Well, let's see what his rating is. Did he say wait till it sale?
Get the rest of that cargo.
do here, right? So let us know in the comments, in my opinion, are worth seeing. But hey, that's it before you buy. You know how this goes by now. I give you some pros, some cons, and some personal opinion.
You gonna say more? Let's see.
Down in the
Oh,
comments.
okay, he's done.
I know.
Yeah, I don't know. Star Wars Legacy is not looking too bad. Star Wars Legacies. What am I talking about? Star Wars Outlaws is not looking that bad. I think it's worth the. I think it's actually worth. Might be worth the buy. Am I gonna wait till it's on sale and play a little bit later? Of course I am. But I don't know, if you want to play it, chat, you guys can play it. You can play the Hogwarts Legacy. I love the story. I created 2 characters. Yeah, Hogwarts Legacies. A Legacy, I'm definitely gonna do a run on that. I have to. But this game as well, I'm gonna give it a couple months and see how see if Ubisoft, knocks the price down a little bit. Some humble bundles, and I'm gonna buy it and we're gonna play it.